Hey everybody, it's Peter from Brantford Kia, and this is the 2019 Kia Stinger GT line. Now that GT line means it's the 4-cylinder Kia Stinger, and I'm a huge fan of this car, even though it's not the most high-performance model. I think this car fits great in that mid-size sedan market, which is of course shrinking, and in some people would say it's dying. This is the kind of car that you should be driving if you want a sporty mid-size sedan. So let's go talk about that. All right, so we talked about that mid-size sedan market, and really the problem I have with that mid-size sedan class is that there's no real sports cars in that class. What they do is they take a normal family sedan, kind of a boring car to drive, they put big wheels and fancy trim on it, and they call it their sport model. Toyota Camry, I'm talking to you. This is an actual sports car with a little bit more fuel efficient engine, but still very powerful engine, turbocharged engine, but it actually handles, it's fun to drive. And for a generation of people that grew up driving appliances, this is a car that you should drive. You can justify it because it's practical, it will show you all the space inside, it's still fuel efficient, but it's actually gonna be fun to drive. So first of all, let's take a look. The V6 model, it looks basically the same. In the States, the very base model has cheaper looking lights. We don't do that here in Canada. So this GT line here has the high-end lights. From the front end, it looks like the top line Stinger. The one difference you'll see, you've got these great looking wheels here. Now they don't have Brembo brakes in behind them, and that's okay for 90% of the people that are going to be buying this car. You still have a sport looking wheel, and the big thing is you don't have the staggered wheels. The GT Limited and the GT model, so the V6 models, have a larger rear wheel than the front wheel. So this car, same size wheels front and rear, and in Canada that might make a difference because it's a little bit easier to get snow tires when they're the same size front and rear. You can rotate your tires, no big deal at all. So that's a big feature on this car. And the other thing is, I should mention, all Canadian models are all-wheel drive. So you're getting an all-wheel drive car, a 4-season sports car. That's really practical. Let's go take a look at the back end of the car. We'll talk about that practicality. All right, the rear end of this car, you still end up with a lot of great features that you see on the GT Limited and the GT model. So very confusing. GT line, 4-cylinder. GT, 6-cylinder. GT Limited, still the 6-cylinder. All of those engines are turbo. But what you end up with is the same lighting in here. You even have the LED signal lights. A lot of times they cheapen up the signal lights or little things that they think don't matter. This is still a very rich looking car, same as the GT Limited. So if you've never seen this car at night, we have a video on our YouTube channel called Kia Stinger at Night, and it shows you all of these features, all these lighting features at night. It's like a 20-minute video. It's kind of boring, but if you're a nerd like me, it shows you every light in the car. This one's got a lot of the same stuff. One thing this still has is a quad tip exhaust. A lot of people thought maybe they'd cheapen the rear look of the car. Still have quad tip exhaust, so again, still very sporty look at the back. You don't have a power trunk, but that's okay. What you do have is a massive hatchback with a huge opening. So you've got a ton of space in here. This makes it a very, very practical sports car, but also that big opening gives you that SUV size opening, so you can fit all the kinds of things that you would need to fit in your SUV in your sports car. So again, long floor, the seats fold down, this panel removes, you've got a big opening, very, very practical sports car. Let's check out the back seat because nobody shows you the back seats of sports cars. All right, I'm out of the shot. Here comes the big test. Can I get easily back into the rear seat of this car? Hey, I can. I'm about 6 feet tall. The Stinger's got really large rear doors. It's got great headroom. It looks like it curls down here at the end, and it kind of does. But inside, I've got basically a fistful of space above my head. And again, at about 6 feet tall, that's great. So what have we got back here? We've got a tall center console or center tunnel through the middle here. That's because this is an all-wheel drive car. It's a rear-wheel drive platform, so they have to have a drive shaft coming through there. You do lose that practicality for a center row, for a center seat person. This is a 5-person car, but really on a long trip, it's a 4-person car. So keep that in mind if you're looking for the practicality of a vehicle like this. Perfectly suitable for 4 people, maybe not the best for 5. All right, you can certainly take 5 people though. What you do have is an armrest in the center here. It doesn't fall right to the seat, so it falls readily to where your arm sits. You've got a couple cup holders in here. You've got vents back here, 12-volt plug, as well as a USB plug. The thing I really like is instead of doing leather the whole way on the back of these seats, you've got plastic with a pocket. Plastic's great because as people get in and out, they're scuffing their feet up against the back of this seat, and you've got a place where you can just wipe down, keep clean, especially if you're taking kids along, just something that's really easy to clean. Big wide opening doors, leather finish on the doors, stitching on the doors, really, really comfortable area back here. And again, like I said, the big thing you don't expect, plenty of headroom, also plenty of width. You've got a lot of comfort in that way where you can fit larger people by their width. And again, I've got a lot of knee room in here, and actually when I sit in the driver's seat, you'll see I have even more. I've put this seat back a little further than I need to drive. So again, 6 feet tall, plenty of knee room, plenty of headroom, very comfortable back seat. If you're taking clients, if you're taking family out, this car will fit them just fine. All right, the driver's seat of the GT line. First thing you need to know about the GT line, same thing with the Kia Telluride. In Canada, we don't have base models on either of those two cars. So where we start is not at all a base level car. It's still a very luxurious environment, still a very nice environment, a lot of features. And the big thing that our salespeople noticed when they hopped in this car for the first time, they all said, wow, it really looks rich. They were expecting it because it's our entry level to look more entry level, but that again is the problem. We don't have entry levels in this car. So a very high line car. If you're taking your clients out in this car, they're gonna feel like it's a very expensive car. And it looks very similar to the top of the line Stinger. The big difference is you have a 7-inch screen instead of an 8-inch screen. You've got a little bit different display in the center, still a high resolution display in the center of your gauge cluster, no heads-up display, and your gear shift is different. We have that fancy electronic shifter in the Stinger GT Limited or GT. In the GT line, you just have a mechanical shifter. It looks like a normal shifter in this car. You've still got your drive modes, 5 drive modes. You still got heated seats with a similar button in here, heated steering wheel, a lot of the same stuff. Blind spot detection, safety features, automatic headlights, paddle shifters, D-cut steering wheel. So a ton of features in this car. Big thing I like, these are the leather seats. Now these are a little bit different than the other seats. A couple less adjustments. The other ones have insane amount of adjustments, but you would never know that you're missing adjustments. You've still got a lumbar support that's 4-way adjustable. You've got great side bolstering. Again, these are powered seats here. There's perforations in the seats, so they look really rich. Leather on the doors, nice piano black trim across parts of the dash here. You have the wireless phone charging. So if you're watching the American versions of this car on YouTube, you may not have that in some of their cars, but we still have wireless phone charging in Canada here. I think I mentioned before, this car is all-wheel drive in Canada. Every one we sell is all-wheel drive. That makes sense for our winters. But you still got the vents in here, the same as the V6, so very rich environment, very nice feel. I think I mentioned heated seats and heated steering wheel. If I didn't, well, now maybe I've said it twice. All right, let's look at a couple other things. Automatic climate control, that's standard on this car. You've got UVO intelligence in Canada, so that means from your cell phone app, you can start your car, locate your car, unlock it, do all kinds of things. That's free for 5 years. So something like GM has something similar with OnStar. I think that's free for 3 months in Canada. Then it gets quite expensive to add on all the features that we have here. UVO intelligence is a fantastic system. So what about driving position? First of all, the seats are very highly adjustable. You do sit low if you want to. It's not that low. People tell me, oh, I don't want to get into a low sports car. It's the kind of thing that if you're looking for a good handling car, I think you'll find this is fine, easy to get in and out of. It's not Mazda Miata low in any way. You've got tilt and telescopic wheel. It's a manual system there. Automatic headlights, tons and tons of features. And yeah, you're gonna feel good in this car. So let's wrap up this video with one more thing. All right, what's the one more thing? Well, we want to tell you that we are committed to this car. We've been following it for a long time. We've got hundreds of thousands of views on our Stinger videos on our YouTube channel, and we've committed to be a leader in Stinger sales and Stinger information. And we have a number of things that make us good at that. First of all, we just won the Platinum Prestige Award from Kia. That places us as a top 3 percentile Kia dealer in the world. We are the place to buy this car from. We've given you the information as best we can. We've done this for a while. We sold a lot of Stingers. And if you're looking at a Kia Stinger, we want to earn your business. So give us a call, 519-304-6542. Reach us online at internetsales@brantfordkia.ca and let us earn your business on the 2019 Kia Stinger.